Yeah, right, yeah. Oh, here's my brother-in-law. I don't know, we somewhere down in Augusta doing some fucking thing. Coming back, we see this lawnmower sitting outside the road and stopped and asked, you know. I was looking for a motor for an old lawn tractor to put him onto. And this woman come to the door, and boy, I ain't sure, but I think the pair of us could have stopped and picked up a motor pretty cheap. But anyway, she told us, she said, well, this is such so-and-so. She says, she's at out around the head of tide in Belfast. And I said, well, so I know where that is. So she give me an idea where to go. So we just going up through this, you know, it's the head of tide, what it is. You go down over the goddamn hill, around the corner, then the whole thing is just it's a fucking bunch of inbreeds, is what it is. I mean, their cousins fuck their father, and their mother fucked their cousin. I mean, it's pathetic.
So you were comfortable there?
Oh, yeah. And so we get up to this goddamn house where the lawnmowers are supposed to be. Had packed the truck up top the hill at the road, and the house was kind of down over a bank like that. So brother-in-law Harvey there, him and I walked down at the house, and I went to hammer on the door, and there wasn't any. That fucking blanket hanging in the door. So here's a shed there, and I couldn't raise anybody, so I stepped through this shed. And the shed probably, well, quite 6 feet wide, something like that, but it went the whole end of the house, probably 16, 18 feet, whatever it was. All in full lawnmowers, right to the fucking ceiling. I mean, the path through there this big. I told Abby, I said, so I'll be able to get a motor out of her. And so I went up, hammer on the door again. No fucking door. Another blanket. So I hammered on the side of the door case in there. About the time I hammered like that, this fucking woman comes to the door. Beautiful woman. Big long black hair. Big. Wasn't she big? Yeah, oh, she dressed out 3.5 easy. Had a 5-gallon bucket full of chips. Brutal.
But beautiful, huh?
Oh, yeah. Sounds it.
Like I said,
Simply gorgeous.
like I said, John, he was comfortable there.
Very comfortable.
So, anyway, we got talking, but the thing of it is, about that time, the blanket comes sideways, and out underneath the corner of the blanket come this little fucking, well, I called him a puma. I ain't sure what he was. It was a kid, but he had a fucking diaper on. And it was raining now. Fucking kid, honestly, I don't think the kid, he must have been 3 or 4 years old. Still wearing the diaper, that's all he had on. Not a pretty looking boy either. And he came out on all fours. Right out underneath the fucking blanket, he did like that. Well, you'd have to know Harvey, but my brother-in-law, but that fucking kid come up, Harvey standing there like this. And that kid come out, he's dancing right around Harvey's feet like that. He's going, well, fucking Harvey, he says, I'm going to tell you, he says, that boy gets a hold of my share, and he says, they could be worth much. All of a sudden, that fucking kid come off the ground, and he sprung right on all 4 feet. Like I said, I think the fucker's pack hat. He sprung right off all 4 feet, and there's a window there, like this. Big fucking, you know, them old windows, you know. Door casing's all rotten. I mean, the window casing's all rotten outside the house. Fucking kid climbed up there and clumped right onto that door case, that window casing, just like that, hung right outside the house. It was like a fucking ceramic cat. He did. And he turned around, looked at Harvey, he did, and looked at me, and he reached right down and took a big bite right on the other side of that windowsill. Honest to Christ, the boards, that old rotten board, was sticking around his face. Harvey looked at me and he says, I'm going to the truck. He did so. He went to the truck. And I said, well, I says, to be honest with you, I says, I think that's a good idea. So we did.
You lost interest in the motor?
I lost interest. I didn't care about no motor. We got going up the road.
What about those 2 5-gallon pails?
Oh, Jesus, big. Once you big. And we got going up the road, and every place there was, I can't remember now, I think there was 5 small places, school buses, old campers, whatever it was, all in one driveway and smoke coming out. Fucking chimney ran off through the window, smoke coming out. So they had all these interbreeds all living in these areas. We come by, here's a school bus with a back bumper sitting right in the road. You had to be careful now. If you met a car there, you're gonna either get a choice, bumper on a school bus, or the car. And here's a fucking stovepipe stuck right up through the window, smoke coming out of it. And all these people's living in these. So we stopped in one area there and just looked it over. And I think there was 5 of those fucking places in Montoya. Every goddamn one of them. So I found out afterwards, a bunch of interbreeds. And so I was telling the wife about it. She says, you're crazy in here. Yeah. So one Sunday, she says, let's go for a ride. I said, all right. Got in the car. I went up across the fucking bridge, headed towards Belfast. She said, where you going anyway? For a ride. I said, where do you want to go? She says, I hate this goddamn Belfast road. Nah, I said, we're on it. I says, I'm going to continue. I went down. I was telling her about this head of tide thing. She didn't believe me. You ask her today. Right down there, right up through the head of tide. And every one of these houses that I went to, I stopped and told her. And she says, you have got to be kidding me. She says, people don't live in them goddamn things, do they? I says, is that smoke coming up the chimney at all? And afterwards, she done the same thing. She took a friend of hers down there, a woman, they'd get together on a Sunday. She rode down there and showed them this place.
It's going to be a real tourist attraction, isn't it?
It is. I'm not kidding you. It's just a trick rig.
So this whole thing leads to one thing. This is why he has a toothpick to get all those splinters out.
That little guy that jumped up in the window, said to his mother, is one of them guys my daddy?
That's that little one that likes to do body work.
I like that one, he's got a bond for wood.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but you know, the thing of it is, a friend of mine was helping me build a house in there. And here we are sitting out on the deck eating a lunch, and of course I'm telling him this story, it's just like we're telling them. And he never said nothing, kind of quiet. He says, when you backed the truck there, he says, did you go down over the hill? He said, look, a hill like that. He says, and the house kind of sets right underneath that bank. I says, yeah. And he says, that's my sister. And it was his sister. It really was Winona. Her name was Winona Clapper. It was his sister. But I was telling him about this Amazon, you know, 5 gallon bucket of tips.
Yeah, open mouth, insert foot.
Yeah. But it was his sister.
And the Puma was his kid.
It could have been. I heard that kid. She just hung right outside that fucking house just like that.
A little more than kin, right?
Yeah, I'd have to say.
I thought so.
This sounds like something
Woodwork
Stephen
outside that
King would
house.
write about in one of his novels.
Did you ever read the book, A Little More Than Kin?
No.
Well, you need to.
Is that a Stephen King thing?
It's in New Hampshire, it's not in Maine, so it's, you get a
It's
kick
true,
out of it.
then it's true.
Yeah.